Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your December 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. Somebody always thought I was saying it's raining here. So sometimes I think about that when I'm saying my catchphrase, which I didn't plan to make it a catchphrase. Oops. I feel like I should have done a different, well, that's okay. Okay. The reason it felt like there were two cards. This card stock is so good. It's so nice and thick. What's the name of this deck? Light Seers Tarot deck. There you go. It's a little bit better. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Ten of Pentacles. So as we end 2022, the Ten of Pentacles is a card that really speaks to generational wealth. So whether this is receiving some kind of inheritance or dealing with money in a much more prosperous way, this could be a big theme for you as the month ends. The Sagittarius energy in December for Cancer is concentrated in your 6th house of work. So we recently had a new moon in Sagittarius, and maybe you are starting a new job that pays you more money, and you feel like you can finally save some money, that you're not just, living paycheck to paycheck, and maybe you're thinking about your children and your children's children and that kind of thing. And also any kind of person that you're with. I would say Ten of Pentacles might be Capricorn, your opposite sign, but the other earth signs are Taurus and Virgo. So somebody of that sign. In the past position, we have the King of Swords. This is a card of extreme detachment. You do have two Swords cards flanking this Ten of Pentacles. I would say, like, as a person, this might be like an Aquarius individual. The air signs, of all the air signs, I would especially see Aquarius as out of touch with their feelings, but all air signs or being symbolic of that kind of thing. Now, sometimes this card might suggest that you have had to do this with yourself because, obviously you're a water sign. So a Cancer person, sometimes is challenged by letting go of a relationship, for instance, because you may be very nostalgic and feel like, hey, we had good times before, we can have them again. And that it makes it hard for you to just kind of cut something off. And yet, sometimes you have to, even if you don't want to, because the other person is shutting down. And so this could be like a person who's very out of touch, a father. King can be the father. And perhaps that connection, you make the connection. Oh, I was married to a man who was very detached, or didn't really fulfill me emotionally in the way that I needed to. So I can make that connection. My dad was like that too, and I think I was just familiar with that type of energy, and that's why I was attracted to this person. Okay, I'm connecting the dots now. And you're able to when you connect the dots, and you're able to see how, what not to do next time around. So that's very good. The higher message is the Ace of Swords, and you see the light emanating from her crown chakra, the pineal gland, if you will, in that center of her head. Now, I really like how they make this as like a shell, kind of a shape, the spiral, because that also is kind of that's symbolic of kind of onward and upward kind of things. And really, I think as a spiritual message, it's saying, being aware of the truth, allowing the truth to enlighten you, that light coming out, because that will help you to guide your way. Because when people are still in the dark, they allow their lower nature to take over. And in Cancer's case, it could be like this emotional neediness that you think you can only, and sometimes people who have that within themselves, for some reason, they are attracted to the kind of people who are emotionally remote. And that's strange to me, because it's like, why be attracted to somebody who's going to give you more of the same? But there's just, I don't know. I guess it's like familiarity or something with what they've always dealt with. And they're hoping that they can change it. And even with any kind of, maybe you've had to make a choice recently, even with a job. And you know what? I would say, though, that this is the inheritance card. So if you had to say goodbye to a father who was very like you might feel these mixed emotions because you feel he was out of touch with his feelings, and you had a hard time relating to him, but you still miss him. That kind of thing is probably it as well. What crosses you is I always say some of these cards, because they say the way that they're printed, and I said Three of Empress. The Empress card, major arcana card. We don't mention the number. And you see it, this is a great depiction because they show pregnancy. And this can be the card of the Earth Mother, not meaning that you have to be an Earth sign, even though this could be connected to Taurus. But of course, you're a Cancer, so. But the Venus connection. So love is about this, and Libra and Taurus. So an example of what this could mean is in the challenge position is if you have been involved with someone who is out of touch with their feelings and you want a child, you might not be on the same page with this person, and you may know, and that's what the Ace of Swords represents, you might know in your heart of hearts that this person is not good partner or parent material, because they haven't really gotten in touch with their feelings, and you don't think that they're sensitive enough to be a parent. Maybe they have issues that they have to work out in their own selves, and they haven't done so yet. And you kind of intuitively know that, and you're reluctant to get involved with them. And you're looking for it. With the Ten of Pentacles, I was talking about generational wealth. But even in relationships, it's that idea of, okay, we're going to have children and we're going to have grandchildren. They're going to, just this, building this dynasty, if you will. And can you do it with this person? You may want to be a parent. I was going to say a mother, but even a Cancer man may want to be a parent, but you have to choose wisely in order to have that firm foundation. And also, too, another thing is this idea of like inheritance issues. If there is some kind of woman who is maybe she's very, she might even be like a stepmother or something to you. That's her place. I don't know. Is that the word? Yeah, I would say like a stepmother or something. Or I would think that this would be, unless you've gotten divorced and your ex has gotten with a new woman, she may be directing, so there might be some money that is at threat, at risk, and you are doing it, maybe you're doing it on behalf of your children. And this other woman who is very materialistic, and she's, she kind of like uses her feminine wiles to get what she wants. She's a hoochie mama. And she might be influencing this inheritance for some reason. Hoochie mama. What's coming in is Six of Pentacles. This is about give and take, the equal energy exchange. I've been getting this card. I don't know exactly why. This is also an inheritance card. But I would say beyond just inheritance, I would say like shared resources, like the 8th house in astrology, where if you were married and you got divorced and there is some money with your ex-spouse, and maybe it has to do with child support and all of these kinds of issues, that you feel that it's threatened somehow. And the Six of Pentacles is, about, when you're dealing with money and other people, it's not about tit for tat in the sense of like, dollars and cents, but about the energy that is exchanged. And it's really hard to speak about that, because a lot of times in the spiritual community, there is this kind of aversion to talking about it, because people feel like, oh, well, that's greedy, to demand an equal energy exchange, or I don't even like the word equal, but an energy exchange. Like, it's not just a one-sided thing. And it's very important, because some of you may be thinking about becoming healers, and that might be something that you have been, like I would say with some of these cards too, that might be something that you want to do. And if that's the case, you have to hold those expectations, because sometimes people will try to get something from you because you're a friend or you're a family member. And you can be like, well, I have to pay bills too, just like everybody else. And plus, you have to invest in something. You can't just take, you have to invest in something. That's what this card, so the Six of Pentacles too, can be about, this can be about helping family. So if that has been a thing for you, maybe even a father, and it's one of those things, like if your father comes to you and says, can you give me some money? And they have been very emotionally distant, your first reaction can be, hell no, you weren't there for me, or what have you. But if you give somebody the benefit of the doubt, or you just want to do so because they're family, and then they ask again, then you're like, you can see that it's one-sided, that somebody is kind of just taking, using, and you realize that you are the only one who can stop that dynamic by your, awareness of the issue. But sometimes, like, this is the outcome card. This is Seven of Pentacles. This is about watching something grow. So, if there, this is what I was saying, like about a relationship. If you're involved with someone and you are concerned that they are very emotionally closed off, but you really care about them and you think that they would make a good partner for you, you have to give it time. You have to have patience, because sometimes people are very closed off because they've been hurt before, or they have never felt a certain way. Maybe you're the first person that has really affected them in that way, and they don't know how to handle it. But of course, what that means is that you're watching something to see if it's going to grow. If it doesn't grow, you don't just hang on to it. In other words, you see it for what it is. And the Six of Pentacles is about give and take, meaning that person, some people they don't say I love you, but verbally, but they show it because they're very considerate and they try to help you in other ways. And what would you rather have? Somebody who says it and then kind of is not there for you half the time, or somebody who is always there for you, loyal to you, and they just are weird about that? They have a hard time saying that. I mean, it's not even close to me. Talk is cheap. Talk is definitely cheap. So anyway, these are just some of the issues that might be surrounding you at this time. Obviously, this is a general reading. If you would like a private reading with me, I'm promoting my astrology readings, my double astrology readings, because I'm primarily an astrologer. I do the tarot because the tarot is a very popular genre in the spiritual community. So it's been helpful to grow my channel. Doesn't mean that I, don't like the tarot, but I have more affinity with astrology, and I have a package deal that is a discounted price for a natal chart interpretation plus transits for 2023, which I think is going to be a very magical year for all of us in various ways. And that's called my deep dive reading. I have another type of package deal and single readings. You can find out more information at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thank you for watching, Cancer. Take care. Bye.